Yo, what is going on, you guys? It's your boy King Sanders here, and we are back with another day of sports betting. This is going to be for Monday, July 4th slate of MLB action. Happy 4th of July to everybody out there. I do hope that everybody has an absolutely fantastic day. I am so ready to be cooking out with my family. I'm ready to be watching the fireworks. Just doing traditional family stuff I'm really excited for. So hopefully you guys do have a similar experience and have a great time with whatever you guys will be doing on this fine day today. Hopefully the weather is nice for you guys as well. I know that can definitely put a damper on things. We're not supposed to get any rain here, but, with Illinois weather, you just truly never know. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive into it. But before we did, I did just want to go ahead and say that we are still currently on the road to 7,000 subscribers. So if you guys are new, make sure that you guys do like, comment, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. We are just over 400 subscribers away from that 7,000 mark, and I would love to be able to hit that at some point. So if you guys are new, make sure that you guys are subbed. Another thing I did just want to go ahead and say is give a quick shout out here to all of our members here on the channel. Thank you guys so much for everything that you guys do. And thank you guys so much for giving such a small channel such a big chance, as I always say. Now, without any further ado, we'll go ahead and do a quick recap of yesterday. We ended up going 1-1 on the day, so we definitely did lose some juice. We had Marlins Moneyline versus the Nationals, and that one was a little bit of a sweat towards the end, but the Marlins did end up winning for us. And then we had the Giants Moneyline in the first 5. Giants have been absolutely terrible during this series, and I thought that they would bounce back. That definitely wasn't the case. They got absolutely rocked by the White Sox yesterday. So we did end up losing that one, losing a little bit of juice. It is what it is. But without any further ado, let's dive into today's plays. I have 3 plays. 2 of them are in the first 5. I don't know why. I've just been loving these first 5 plays, but I do have 2 of them in the first 5. Our first play of the day, we're going to be going with the Orioles first 5 money line here versus the Rangers at minus 115 odds. If you take a look at it, the Orioles, they are 22nd in first 5 record with just a record of 25, 39, and 13. But I think that these two teams are very, very similar when it comes to a lot of their stats just in general. So I am going to be taking a shot here on the Orioles. They are 22nd in first 5 with a record of 25, 39, and 13. The Rangers, they are 27, 31, and 16. So like I said, very, very similar records and very similar stats too that we will kind of get to in just a minute. But the Orioles at home in the first 5 are 11, 6, and 8 at home. And the Rangers are 12, 15, and 10 on the road. So once again, very, very, very similar records there. Dean Kremer is going to be on the mound here for Baltimore with a 2-1 record and a 1.29 ERA and a 2.61 ERA at home. He has been very, very solid here for the Baltimore Orioles. He hasn't seen a ton of playing time so far, or just pitches in general, but when he has been very, very successful with it. Dane Dunning is going to be on the mound here for the Rangers as well. He is 1-6 with a 4.09 ERA and a 5.58 ERA on the road. So he definitely hasn't necessarily been quite as good as Kremer here for Baltimore. So hopefully Dane Dunning can get it done hopefully Dane Dunning does struggle once again. He has not necessarily been the great over the last couple games, and hopefully he does continue that trend. But another really interesting stat is that Texas hasn't won a game with him starting in the month of June, or since the month of June started. So that is just a little bit of a fun fact, but hopefully it does end up working out for us. So that's going to be our first play of the day. Orioles first 5 money line here versus the Rangers at minus 115 odds. Now for our second play of the day, it's our last first 5 play, I promise. We're taking the Mets first 5 run line at minus 0.5. versus the Reds at minus 105 odds. Now, if you take a look at it, the Mets, they are 44 and 35 to the run line in the first 5. So they have actually been pretty solid at covering that run line in the first 5 just in general. The Reds also are 37, and the Reds are also 37 and 41 to the run line, so they aren't even 500 yet, and so I do think we see a little bit of an advantage here for the Mets. The Mets are also 4th in runs per game, whereas Cincinnati, they are 19th. So the Mets have just been a lot better on the offensive side of the ball than the Reds have, and I think that is definitely something to target as well. The Mets, they are also 10th in runs allowed, and Cincinnati is dead last in the entire MLB. So not only are the Mets a better offensive team, they're also a better defensive team. So between those two things, I genuinely do think that that they are just in a much more advantageous spot. I think that with all of that being said, the Mets are just an overall better team than the Reds. And also Taijuan Walker is going to be on the mound for the Mets. He is 6-2 with a 2.72 ERA and a 2.53 ERA in his last 5. He's been really, really solid here for the Mets. Hopefully he can keep that up for him. And Hunter Green is going to be on the mound for Cincinnati. Hasn't necessarily been as great. He has a 3-9 record with a 5.72 ERA. With a 5.87 ERA at home and a 4.85 in his last 5. So he is starting to trend in that right direction, but I just don't think it's going to be enough to be able to keep up with Walker. The only reason I didn't go the full game because I wanted to go -1.5 here versus the Reds and take the Mets run line, which I don't think is a bad bet. The only reason I didn't is because it seems like it's a trap, and it scares me a little bit. The reason being is because if you take a look at it, the Mets -1.5, who are one of the greatest cover teams like to the run line in the entire MLB, is plus odds, and that does not make any sense to me versus the Cincinnati Reds, who are not a tremendous baseball team. So that really didn't make sense to me. I didn't want to take the full game, so I just ended up taking the first 5, and I think Taijuan Walker can get it done for us. So that's going to be our second play of the day. The Mets first 5 run line here versus the Reds at -105 odds. Now for our third and final play of the day, we're going to be going with the Cardinals and the Braves no-run first inning at +100 odds. Now this one is +100 odds because both of these two teams are obviously very good offensive teams, but they are also pretty good in the first inning, and we'll get to that, but I do think that both these pitchers can get it done for us. So if you take a look at it, the Braves in the first inning, they're not necessarily a tremendous first inning run team. They do average, or they are the 24th. They're 24th in first inning runs per game, so definitely nothing too crazy. But St. Louis is third. St. Louis averages the third most runs per game in the first inning, so they have been a very, very solid team here in the first inning. St. Louis, though, they are 8th in runs allowed, and Atlanta is 11th. So both these two teams are very, very solid defensively, and so that is where I do think we see a little bit of an advantage there. Despite the St. Louis Cardinals being a tremendous first inning offensive team, they're also very good on the defensive side of the ball as well. So I think that both these pitchers can get it done. We'll talk about that. Dakota Hudson is going to be on the mound here for the Cardinals. He is 10-4 to the NRFI with a 3.83 ERA. So he has been really, really solid here, and that is definitely something that I wanted to target. He's been able to get through these first innings very, very well. And on the flip side of things, Kyle Wright's going to be on the mound for Atlanta. He has a 3.03 ERA just in general. He has a 3.21 at home, so a little bit worse at home, but definitely nothing that scares me too much. And he's also 12-3 to the NRFI. So both these two have very, very good records to the NRFI, and hopefully it does end up working out for us. So that is our third and final play of the day. Cardinals and Braves no-run first inning at +100 odds. So that is going to do it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. Like I said, we are still currently on the road to 7,000 subscribers. So if you guys are new, make sure that you guys are subbed. Everybody have a fantastic 4th of July. Make sure that you guys stay safe, of course. But hope you guys have a great rest of your day. This is King Sanger signing out. Peace.